Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe as we get closer to 2,000. We also appreciate those that are subscribing to the podcast on Spotify. Remember, you can always download any episode of Talk Spicy, listen to it in your free time on Spotify. So make sure that you do that. I was wondering, as we start to get closer and closer to basketball season, what is it that you're looking for in a basketball player? What is your ideal of a basketball player? When you think of a basketball player, do you want somebody with length? Knowing how tall the game is, how long the game is. Do you want somebody with length? Do you want somebody who can hold up physically, who's able to withstand injury, seemingly indestructible? Because for all intents and purposes, maybe the casual doesn't realize this, but basketball can be really physical. And we see that because we see a lot of people get hurt playing basketball. So you want somebody that's probably not injury prone. You want someone that's athletic. And not necessarily athletic in terms of being able to run really fast, but athletic as in explosion. It's not how high you jump. It's how quick you get off the floor. I think that's sometimes the misconception about vert. Yeah, it's great to have a 40-inch vertical, but if you need to always take, 5 steps to achieve that 40-inch, it's probably not that great. But the ability to just stand where you are and boom, 40, that's valuable. So we have an idea. We have an idea of what makes a good basketball player physically. You don't want the super duper skinny guy, but you don't necessarily need the hefty rotund guy as well. We understand that physicality is a big part of basketball. Now, as far as skills, you want someone who can pass. You don't want a ball hog. You want someone who can pass. You want someone who shoots. Now, do they have to be Steph Curry? I would say if we all were designing a player, we'd love for him to be like Steph Curry, but that's not realistic. But they need to be able to shoot. And they need to be able to shoot from every level, not just from three-point land, but from mid-range as well. They got to be a finisher. They got to know how to finish at the basket. Because a lot of times you go to the basket, you get fouled. If you're able to finish, 2 points can turn into 3 points. They need to be able to consistently hit a decent percentage from free throw. They need to have a handle. They need to be able to dribble the ball. Hey man, if you can't dribble, then all you are is a catch and shoot guy. Why do I need a catch and shoot guy? Like if I'm designing my ideal basketball player, I want someone who's able to get the ball and lead an offense, even if he's not the leader of the offense. I need a ball handler. Everybody should be able to handle the ball. So you want them to shoot. You want to be able to rebound. Obviously, that goes into the physicality. That's having a nose for the ball. That's having some toughness. I say all of these things, and all of those things describe LeBron James. And even if you wanted to argue me on free throw percentage, and I said, okay, you got me. He could be a better free throw shooter. All right. Everything that I describe about the type of basketball player that you want is described when you talk about LeBron James. 6'9", 265, 270, runs like a deer, jumps out the gym, essentially has gone, damn near 20 years, has only really been hurt twice. Only really been hurt twice, like prolonged injury hurt. He can shoot. Is he Steph Curry? No, but he can shoot. He can rebound. His ability to pass the ball is second to none. His basketball IQ is second to none. Although you see him flop, which I believe is done because he has to, because that's the only way he's going to get a foul call, because he's so much bigger than the guys guarding him. Even if you see him flop, that doesn't mean he's not tough. That means he's trying to draw a foul. Might see less of that this year with these new rules in place. He finishes at the basket better than anybody not named Vince Carter. Better than anybody not named Vince Carter, he finishes at the basket better than. Vince Carter's 1, he's 2. Jordan, LeBron for 3, finishing at the basket. Why do you people hate this man so much? Why do you hate him so much? This isn't the silver spoon guy who got everything handed to him. This is a young man who came from nothing, got it in the mud, built his name up through the prep ranks. He built his name up through the prep ranks. He became a star. He became a star early. Then he walked into the NBA and was a star. He exceeded expectations. He actually has people talking about him in the Jordan conversation. If you would have said that when you saw him in high school, you'd been like, hold on, man. Let's calm down. Actually, we did that. We said, hold on, let's calm down. He ain't Jordan. And then he kept winning. And not just winning, but taking a moribund team to the finals year after year. Then he went to Miami and was the biggest attraction in the NBA, the Heatles. Then he went back to that terrible team again. Took them to more championships. Now he's having his final act, or at least what we think is his final act in basketball in LA as a Laker. But you have found a way to hate this man for what reason I cannot understand. Is he a bad person? From all accounts, no. Philanthropy, off the chain. All of his closest people, he brought them up. He made Brian Windhorst an author and a respected journalist just because he follows LeBron James around. The only Brian Windhorst claim to fame was that he was there for the LeBron show. So much that they have moved this man every single place LeBron James has gone. I don't know if he went to LA, because by this time, pandemic, et cetera, and now he's Brian Windhorst, but Brian Windhorst made his name off LeBron James. Movies, podcast, businesses. He's raising 3 beautiful children. He has a beautiful wife who is his high school sweetheart. He didn't Kanye nobody. He didn't better deal her when he got to the league. He didn't cast her aside for some other Hollywood chick. He's 10 toes down. Loyal almost to a fault. Some of his guys that he likes playing with in the NBA, You know what he does? He keeps them employed. Says, hey, we want to empower players more. So what do? We open up our own agency. Get my mans to run it. One of the best agencies in sports. Shout out to Clutch. We want to tell our stories. So we're going to open up a production company so that we can tell our stories. Shout out to Uninterrupted. Shout out to all of the podcasts, all of the documentaries. More Than an Athlete. So many that I can't even name. Like, what do you have a beef with LeBron James about? What did he do to you? Is it because he didn't come to your team? Is it because he beat your team? Or is it simply because he's dared to be the guy that you believe is the best of all time? Is it that he dared to be the guy that you believe is the greatest of all time? Excuse me, but isn't one of the traits that you like in a player is a belief in themselves? Isn't the reason that we have a beef with Ben Simmons is that we feel like he's afraid to be LeBron James? Not to be Michael Jordan, to be LeBron James. We feel like there's a fear in him to elevate himself to that level. LeBron James believes on a level. He believes on a level. He's done everything in his power to make that happen. And yet, at every turn, ridicule. At every turn, doubt. At every turn, questions. Why? Oh, because he didn't win enough. He didn't win enough championships. Well, he got beat by the Spurs. You mean that Spurs team that had 3 Hall of Famers on it to him? Who else has beat a team with 3 Hall of Famers on it? Oh, he lost to Golden State. You mean that Golden State team that had 3 Hall of Famers on it? When his other two guys got hurt and it was just him versus 3 Hall of Famers? He lost to Golden State. You mean that Golden State team that had 4 Hall of Famers on it? And arguably a guy that's probably going to go down as one of the top 5 best players of all time in basketball. That team with 2 of the greatest shooters in the history of the game, the number 1 and probably the number 4 greatest shooters of all time, that team. Oh, well, he had the decision. Oh, you mean the decision that made well over $1 million that he donated to the Boys and Girls Club. Oh, he went down to Miami. Who doesn't want to go down to Miami when they're in their mid-20s? With all the money in the world, mid-20s, no sales tax. No state taxes. You're about to sign a deal that's less than the market value because you're trying to help bring a championship to a team. Why not go somewhere where your money stretches further? Every reason that you hate this man is just a silly reason. And yet you still continue to do it. You manufacture reasons to hate him. Listen, if you follow me on Twitter, my timeline is a no LeBron James hate timeline. You give LeBron James hate, I'm atting you. We'll probably have a Twitter argument. That's cool. It won't be no beef beyond it. But I'm gonna make you eat those words. You're gonna have to defend him. Because this man has been fantastic as a player. He's been fantastic as a man. And I applaud it. And I'm ready to see what he's got for this next run. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't know if the team that they've constructed together can win a championship. I don't know if they can beat a healthy Nets team. But I want to find out. I don't know if they could beat it. But I want to find out. So that's what we are. Enjoy these preseason games as they start to pop off. We'll soon have college basketball back as well. And then the sports world will be filled with two of my favorite sports of all time, football and basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on my YouTube channel, we appreciate you. You know what to do. Peace.